Work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and you'll go from making a living to making a fortune. And that's a statement that Jim Rohn made famous. I talk on our monthly updates always about investing. And so today we're going to talk about investing, but we're going to be talking about investing in the very most important asset that you have, and that's you. And so how do you invest in you? And right now, if you're honest and you were to really, really look at it and how much of my time goes into investing in me, it's probably pretty minuscule. Not that you don't do things for yourself, but we're talking about investing in yourself. And the compounding interest from that is absolutely, unquestionably the best thing that you can do with your time. And it's the best thing you can do for those that love you and that are around you. Because if you're pleasant to be around, your family is going to be much better off than if you're not. And I know a lot of us like to think, well, I can be in a bad mood. Well, no, you don't really have that right. Because when you do, you're going to impact everybody around you. So one of the first things to do to invest in yourself is to spend time spiritually. Whatever your spiritual discipline is, you need to make it a discipline and make it real and make it very, very important. Because I know a lot of spiritual disciplines will say that that is the number one most important thing. Yet when you look at your calendar, it's not the most important thing. So start small, right? If you're doing nothing right now, take 5 minutes and say, for 5 minutes every day, maybe even before I get out of bed, I'm just going to spend time examining where I'm at. So that's just one step. Meditation is another step, and it was one of the things that it was the hardest for me to embrace, to put it mildly. I thought that was probably the most ridiculous waste of time I had ever heard of, and now I know better. And the science has proven it. So if you don't believe me, that's okay. Just do the science. Look it up and see what it does. And then talk to people who are ultra successful. And by ultra successful, everyone has their own definition of success. For me, it's being happy, being healthy, having great relationships, not having to worry about money. So there's a lot of different definitions to success, and I see people who other people look at and think, oh my gosh, they're uber successful and they're making millions of dollars every month and they're miserable. That is not success. Number one most important thing is your health. Because folks, I tell you what, I guarantee you there are thousands of people right now who would be happy, no kidding, they would be happy to pay you $1 million a day if they could use your body for a day. Because they didn't take care of their body, they took care of their money, and they have a lot of money and they can't do anything. And so health is really, really important. So working out, if you're not exercising in any way, what shape or form, I promise you, you may feel like you're an intellectual, but your intellect is waning really, really quickly, because when you're not working out, you don't have the blood flow to the brain. There is a brain-body barrier, right? But that can be penetrated. And if you're not taking good care of your body, it's going to impact your brain and and just your experience of life. So it's very, very important. And again, you don't go from sitting on the couch to running a marathon in a month. It doesn't happen. All I'm talking about here is baby steps. Just start, make progress towards where you want to go. And the whole universe will gather together to help you get there when you really start taking action and not just listening to this kind of stuff and then never doing something with it. The next thing is gratitudes. I learned this from the Happiness Advantage. You should write out 5 things that you are grateful for that happened within the past 24 hours every single day, no matter what. That's your journal. And if you have a few extra minutes, absolutely take some time and journal what's going on in your life. But those 5 gratitudes are going to be different every time. If I just ask you what 5 things you're grateful for, most people are going to say family, health, friends. They're going to say the same things, but they're not really going to search their minds for what happened yesterday that was great. And when you start looking for what happened yesterday that was great, you start seeing so much more that's great. It's kind of like when you buy a new car and then you see that car everywhere. You never noticed it before. That's called your reticular activating system, the RAS system in your brain. Our brains are incredible. We need to learn how to work them. Next thing is diet. I would say I have an extreme diet, and that's because of some health issues that I deal with, that I would not have had this extreme of a diet without that motivation. Let me encourage you, if I possibly can, don't wait until you have something externally that's making you behave. I'm grateful for it because I'm grateful for the way I feel because of the extreme diet that I have. And again, I won't go into details on diet because you can talk to 5 different nutritionists and have 5 completely different pieces of advice. But educate yourself. Really, no one cares about your body more than you do. And just a little side note, please don't blindly just do whatever the doctor tells you. Please, guys, I am begging you. You have to understand there's an 80-20 rule, and 80% of any profession is not going to be the top of that profession. As long as you're with the top 20%, the closer to the top 1% you get, the better, right? But you are the one who has to take responsibility for your health, not your doctor. They can't eat the right things for you. They can't get up and walk for you. They can't do the things that you have to do yourself. Sleep, oh my goodness, the study on sleep, that's how everything rejuvenates, and you have to get your sleep. Something like a Oura Ring or a Apple Watch or something will help you with that. Just knowing how you're sleeping will help you do a better job of making sure you get to bed at a decent hour and that you don't have the television on or you don't have a big meal right before you lay down. There are just some basic things that you need to learn in order to have good sleep. And the last thing I've got listed here is definitely not the least important. As a matter of fact, the Happiness Advantage rates this one the most important predictor of long-term happiness and success. And that is friendships. That's relationships. Friendships with your family, friendships with your work co-workers, friendships with whoever. The key to life, as I see it, is getting as many friends as you possibly can. Serving and loving as many people as you possibly can. And then life is, it's never going to be perfect this side of heaven, but it's so much better when you have a team of people who love you, support you, respect you, appreciate you, admire you. You get to choose. You don't have to allow people to treat you harshly. You get to choose. So I hope this helped. I hope that you can make some better choices and just start taking some baby steps towards making these areas a little bit better. That's all we're looking for, is progress, not perfection. Thanks.